not a career politician. I'm Rocky Jones. As a retired Air Force veteran, federal emergency manager, volunteer firefighter, and local farm owner, I've spent my life answering the call. From defending our nation to managing major crises, I have the proven experience the incumbent lacks. Early voting starts July 17th. Vote Rocky Jones for Congress in the Republican primary on August 6th. Paid for by Rocky Jones for Congress, Rocky Jones Treasurer.
You don't have hot dogs or apple pie or no Chevrolet to drive, but we have some hickory smoked wings you're just dying to try. You'll try them, you'll like them, you'll give some to a friend. So on a dare, just stop on by and bring in a friend. Slick Pig Barbecue, 1920 East Main.
We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at WGNSradio.com. This is the Roundtable, Tennessee Association of Broadcasters Award winner for Best Local Talk Show. A look at the news, views, politics, sports, and people shaping Rutherford County.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Roundtable Show with Rick and Wayne. And we always enjoy having you listen in on us this week and all weeks. But we kind of cover the north end of the county. That's what we came on here a little over 4 years ago. And we got a great person for that show today that's going to be representing the north end of the county. I can't wait. It's a longtime friend of mine, and we used to play softball and co-ed against each other. I don't know if we ever played in a game together. We'll have to get into that, but I know we played a lot against each other, and her husband is an amazing man as well. But good morning, Wayne. How are you, buddy?
Good morning, Brother Rick. Doing well, and football season's upon us.
They're practicing, aren't they?
Yep. Yeah, I think high school, collegiate, NFL, everybody's they may be doing conditioning right now, but I'd say putting on the pads and hitting here pretty soon would be pretty good too. So kind of get those competitive juices flowing again.
So remind me of the dream you had a couple months ago.
Oh, goodness. It's kind of embarrassing, but
no, you've always been a lineman, right?
I've always been, lineman. I did get to
never touch the ball unless you were
Well,
center.
no, I got to play tight end at Thurman Francis in the ninth grade, but I dreamed that I was a running back at middle, and I don't know how I was a running back. And I got the ball and made a few yards, and the next time I get the ball again, I've got my head down and I'm just churning, and I score a touchdown, and it's the most elation I've ever felt in my life. So, and then, darn it, I woke up.
It was a nightmare,
But gosh, I mean, talk about coming out of left field. But it was, I guess I was thinking about football, and I enjoy it so much. Of course, the Blue Raider Blitz was at our Rotary Club in Smyrna last Thursday, and got to hear Coach Mason talk about the new team, and met several of the players. And I walked up after the meeting just to shake their hands, and I'm going, wow, how tall all four of them were. The punter, I even had to look up to him, and it just. I'm hopeful that they've turned the corner, and they have a great season. I bought my season ticket, so I'm good.
Well, I worked hard. I talked to Coach Mason, and I worked really hard with spring practice. I said, hey, is there any way I can get my buddy Wayne back out on that field one more time? And I told him about your dream. I said, is there any way we could put like number 32 on him and a helmet and let him run against behind the offensive line a couple of times and see how he does? And he said, you would have to go through the physical. And I said, well, we need to scratch that out. That's not going to happen.
That ain't going to work. So.
And, so he was he asked what size cleats you wore. He said, maybe we could still get you dressed up. And I said, I'll work on that part of it, Coach.
I'll be sitting up in the stands cheering them on. So, hey, great job on the with Scott earlier. You got pulled into service. He didn't have his guest didn't show up. Great interview, Commissioner. So,
well, thanks,
very
buddy.
good.
We got a lot, and I mean that's part of today's show. We got a lot of our education that we spend our money on, and I look forward to when we do fund these educational programs, and today's we get to highlight what that does. This is obviously a sport, but the girls that they turn out, or what they turn into women later on, are just amazing.
Yep. Community leaders. What a pleasure it is for both of us to have Coach Jennifer Fernandez. Of course, I knew her by her maiden name, I guess, and but head coach of the Stewarts Creek High School softball state champions. So is that considered 2026 state champions?
Yes, 2026.
Okay. We are tickled to have you this morning, and anytime you get to sit by a state champion, you kind of hope some of it rubs off on you. So welcome and good morning.
Thank you. I'm excited about being here.
We always try to get our guests to familiarize our audience with your background. Of course, I know you having grown up here in Rutherford County and know your mama. And
Yeah.
why don't you just kind of talk about your family and maybe your journey?
Well, we lived on it's now Old Waldron Road. Was
right.
Waldron Road back in the day. Same house my parents, when they got married, bought from my mom's aunt, and so we've been there. My poor dad, they had 3 girls, and we had 1 bathroom. Not sure how he survived, but he made it through. So we were all athletes in sports, and basketball. My sisters did cheer, and softball and volleyball, and they played at the Smyrna High School, with Thurman Francis Middle School, or Warrior Waldron Middle School, and then Smyrna High School, and always played sports and enjoyed that. So I was born and raised at the ball field. My mom coached them in softball.
That's right.
So I was always there, and no better place in my books as far as that goes. I've always loved it and always will love it. So, but we grew up. I went to Laverne High School. Mr. Rakes was not happy when he found out when the schools got built, that I was going to be attending Laverne High School instead of Smyrna High School. So Mom got a phone call regarding that back then. So, but I did. I went there. A lot of my friends were going there from Warrior Waldron. So we went there, played ball. Mr. Tim Tackett was my volleyball coach, my basketball coach. I played through my junior year, or till my junior year there on that. With softball, I played all 4 years, and volleyball, I played all 4 years. Then they pulled me in my senior year and said, "Have you ever played golf?" I'm like, "Well, putt-putt golf, maybe." My dad golfs. And they were like, "Oh, you got that softball swing. You can do it." So we had a freshman, and we had to have 2 to enter into tournaments and things back then. So they took me to Smyrna at the driving range, and needless to say, I ended up playing with her as a team, and we went a couple levels, and then I wasn't feeling well in one of the tournaments and didn't get to finish the last 9 holes. I think she went on and went to state that year. I'm not sure if she won it or not, but I know she did well, and she was a really good golfer. But that was my experience of golfing. So
Have you picked it back up now with age?
I haven't done that yet. My boys play it a lot. They love it, absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But just finding the time to do it right now is not quite there. But one day I want to get back on that golf course at some time and see if I still maybe could make it happen.
I suspect you'll be good.
So
Yes,
I'm excited.
I would say the competitive juices in you
Yes.
will make that happen.
Yeah, we've definitely had that all the way through my family. My dad played football, and we've always been at a ball field or court or something my entire life, and enjoyed it.
Talk about your mom a little bit, because she had touched, Smyrna. I think of old Smyrna, it was always your mom and the
Yes.
Scott girls running around in the late 80s and 90s. But your mom, like you said, she coached y'all a lot, and she worked at Action Homes selling real estate. So a lot of people
Yeah.
with the
And Bob Parks.
and Bob Parks
That's
too.
where she
Yeah.
retired.
But everybody knows your mom and
Yep.
you girls.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Mom has always been our rock, and she's always been the one that we would go to, speak to about things. She would, work her schedule around our schedule. My dad as well. He'd move his mornings, or do whatever he needs to do to make sure he was there. I do not remember them missing a single game ever in any of our sports that we played. I did a lot more travel ball than my sisters did, but back then it wasn't as heavy. It was more local. It was a little bit more heavier in travel with mine, and higher competition, and kind of started growing when I was in high school and middle school, and so they would always take me to those tournaments, and we'd never miss it. And that was I enjoyed that. There was not anywhere that I would rather be than on a softball field at any given time.
So how long have you been coaching?
I actually started out when we moved back here from Puerto Rico. I started out at Blackman High School. I coached some girls in the fall and things from Laverne High School, and Brenda Morris was still there head coaching. And then I got in with Jill Booth when Blackman opened up in 2000. Helped her out. I also did travel for several years, but then those girls went off and got scholarships, and I was like, I just don't really want to start back over on that. It was a good journey, and I enjoyed it. They all are going off and playing ball, their future, and then so then they stayed at the school. So I went to Blackman. Then Philip Shad-Owens called me up and asked me to come to Smyrna and help them out. So I went to Smyrna in 04, 05. And then Scott Dorsett was then the head coach at Blackman High School, and he recruited me back to Blackman High School. So I was there 06, 07, 08. 08 is when I met Tori Atwood, which was the previous head coach at Stewarts Creek High School. And so that's where we met there. And then I did a little bit of helping at Thurman Francis, because my boys were at Thurman Francis for middle school, elementary, and then my oldest one was there for middle school. So I knew some of those girls, and the coach wasn't doing well as far as health-wise and stuff, and they wanted to not play. If they wanted to play, but they didn't know how they were going to play, so I took that on and played a year with them, and played Stewarts Creek Middle. We beat them 2 out of the 3 times, but we had some really good ball players, and I did not want them not to miss that on their eighth grade year. So then I met the coach there, and he invited me to come over, and that's how I started it with the Creek, was at the middle school, and then went on over when Atwood was ready to go into administration.
Well, you kind of surprised me with some of those years, because just when I first saw you, I thought maybe you looked about like you're 21 or 22. So you kind of, I'm going,
no,
wait a minute, what?
I enjoyed I turned 50 January 9th.
You need to you need to go over to Wilson County for the state fair, because they'll never get straight.
Thank you so much. I try to kind of, keep up with the girls as much as I can, but of course, I'm older, so I can't quite do that, but I do try to keep active as much as possible, and they definitely help me to keep my youth in me, for sure.
Has the game changed any?
Absolutely. The competition is massive. It's the talent that's out there. If you are, yes, I love two-way athletes, always have, but you have to make sure you're able to balance that very well, because if you're not, somebody's passing you, possibly. But if you love both of them like you do, you will make that time to make sure that you're staying up on each sport that you're playing. Back in the days, we could play 3-4 sports, and it wouldn't affect if you wanted to go play maybe at the next level.
See, I think that's part of,
if you're athletic enough.
Old Smyrna, Laverne,
Yes.
it was part of our thing of going to high school, and the high school experience was you played, or you cheered, or you played your sport or your club or whatever you did, and it was just taking up the time till you graduate to get to that next level.
Yeah.
Today, like you said, with travel ball, is back. I just went a couple of weeks ago to Pigeon Forge to watch one of my cousin's sons play, and he's 11 years old, and they're out of Tampa, Florida, and they're flying in all the way from Tampa to Knoxville to play in a tournament.
Yes.
At the Cal Ripken Experience, which was amazing. That facility and the ballparks they got and everything.
Nice.
Streaming, every game is streamed and taped, and they're breaking down, and then they go down and sit down with each one of these kids after every ball tournament, and they break down every at bat they had. And I'm like, man, what happened to just going and playing cup ball after your ball game?
Yeah.
That's done.
No.
I think I need to win the lottery, because I got two 6-year-old grandsons that just
it's coming, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm
thinking, I don't like to travel.
Yes, and I have 2 boys. We have 2 boys, and they've played from the time they were 3 years old, and so it's fun.
Well, a lot of coaches want their best athletes to fixate on that one sport. They don't want you playing football and basketball and baseball, and
it's not as normal anymore to do that anymore, just due to what you're missing out on. If like if you're playing basketball and softball, then you're missing out on AAU tournaments, which is where some of the recruiting is happening during that time. You're missing out if you're playing AAU, then you're missing out on some of the travel ball, which is recruiting is happening during that time. So it's not as often as you will get. I've had probably every year I may have one, max two that play another sport. And this has been for 8 years. This will be the 9th year.
Okay.
So there's not usually that many as used to be. You'd have 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
That would, or maybe you didn't have a team because you had to wait till basketball got finished, the girls' basketball, if they went so far, before you could actually play because half your team was playing on the basketball team. That's not as much, especially the bigger schools, is not as often that happens anymore.
And you're part of a really big school.
Yes, we are. We've got a lot of kids.
Well over 2,000, I suspect.
Oh yeah, I think it's over. It's hitting around the 2,700.
That's what I was going to say. I think they're
I
over
think
2,600. So, yeah.
Close to the.
At one time, I knew all the principals and assistant principals and the school populations, but not so much now.
It's not as it's a lot anymore. It takes a lot of people, a lot of administration to run a school, and they do an excellent job at Stewarts Creek High School.
And y'all have some great facilities as well,
We do.
Especially being a new school.
We do, and there's always things to improve and do and work on, and we try to bring in that money to get that accomplished. But overall, it's very well maintained and taken care of by each coach, each program.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, yeah, but it's
Never
worth it at
ending.
the end. It's never ending. It's all summer long and all, but it's all good.
Well, and y'all are pretty close to a city park that has turf fields too.
Yes.
I wondered, have you been able to utilize those?
We have at
facility?
time. We've been able to go over and have a little bit of practice here and there during the day when they're not using them. If weather is an issue with ours, and so it's been nice to have that in our backyard to run over and use here and there when we needed to, or have a backup in case of a tournament. If it's available, we'll have them as a backup, and I know State also has them as a backup that we're able to use them too. So it's kind of nice having some turf fields around here that you don't have to worry about the rain, because we've had a lot of it.
Yes, we have.
It's been
First
one of
of
them
the
years,
summer,
has it
it's
not?
been
And we're still in a
crazy.
drought zone. I don't
I
understand
don't
that
quite
part.
understand that either.
How
I don't think my field's been completely dry at any given time that we've mowed it. Not one single day this entire summer.
So do you mow?
We do.
Okay.
Coach P and I both. We do mow it. We have to mow, weed eat it, all
Can
that.
you
Yeah.
Do all them stripes, they're straight.
Oh, that's kind of tricky a little
working
bit.
on.
That's the real mower is really the one that does the best job. So when it's
Yeah.
season time, that's what we use all the
Yeah.
time. So that helps it to make it look a lot better than your zero turn.
Yeah.
So
So I got a buddy of mine. His son is in college now, and he's playing in the JUCO ranks. But it's unbelievable the time that he at the JUCO level, and he's a pretty good kid. He's, he hit 28 home runs in his freshman season. So,
Wow.
Nice.
But they have a summer program. He's been in Kentucky, and he just got back on. And it's basically you got foster families that take these kids in, and they have a field that's in these towns in Kentucky. And they travel between all the way down. One of them is in Hendersonville in this little league thing that they have. They have the same program for girls, because I'm amazed by they're all over the country, and I just did not realize it.
baseball, yes, they do. Our youngest son played with Full Count, which is in Hendersonville last year, going
That's
into
it. Yep.
his freshman year of college. Softball, I know of in Chattanooga, there's a league going on there that when you're heading into to come play, and they just play there at one of the fields there amongst multiple teams. That's the only one that I'm really aware of. With me being around baseball a lot more in the summer with the
Right,
boys,
boys.
there may be some others elsewhere, but I'm not sure. I'm not as big as the baseball is that I know of. Not as many locations, I don't think, as there is. It's more like, because a lot of times with travel ball, you'll still have travel teams playing. Their organizations will still have that summer before they go off to college.
Yes, sir.
Instead of a lot of times with baseball, you don't really usually have that a lot. You kind of drop it down, and you do some, but not a whole lot as much as you do softball. Most of the softball organizations still have that 18U travel ball team to play before they go to college.
I still continue to be in awe of watching softball, especially at the college level. How fast that underhand pitch is.
Yes.
I'm going, Fortunately, the ball's a little bigger, so
Yes.
maybe that helps some. But when you got somebody like Monica Abbott and this the Pickens girl from Tennessee, I guess she has the fastest underhand pitch ever recorded.
She has. Yeah, she's.
And what was that? Was that at 90? I forget what it was.
79.
I don't know. I'll look it up.
Was it?
I know, like
Okay.
70 is like between 70 and 74 is like 100 mile per hour
That's
baseball.
exactly right.
Oh, is that
It's
right?
like a
Yeah.
100 mile per hour baseball.
Because they're
and
so much closer.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
so much closer,
Oh,
and
that-
you're
I
stretched.
forgot about
like
that.
she's taller too, so her range is a lot closer when she
Okay.
strides.
Okay.
And release point.
I guess I didn't really realize
So-
that. But wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big difference. It's funny because a lot of times baseball, oh yeah, we can. It's always been. Now they realize, no, it's not that easy. They can't.
Well, I've seen that many times, especially with YouTube. These
Yes.
big baseball players step up to one of these
Oh, yeah.
softball pitchers and they mow them down, man. They can't even get close to him. I don't want no part of it.
It's it's different.
I wouldn't want to be that close to the
Right.
to the batter. You know.
You better be able to react real quickly.
Yeah.
So
We played against each other several times. We had co-ed ball
yes,
for
we
years.
did. We did.
And played. Your sister played. Christy would play some and everything else. But I think that was my funnest times in all the sports I ever played. And I got pretty competitive in some of them. But I think once we did some of those co-ed and we had co-ed tournaments, we would play
Oh, yeah.
intramurals. Man, we used to have a lot of fun with that.
It
and
was.
then you got old.
I am officially old. 42 was my last game, and my arm is still somewhere on third base over at Smyrna Rec Park. I
Oh,
still
yeah.
never have. I can't to this day. I destroyed something in this shoulder.
Amen.
But I'm afraid of surgery. But it's my right arm's over there, and at Smyrna Rec Center.
I did the same thing. I had to throw underhand for one season when we were playing co-ed travel, and because my shoulder,
Yeah.
I couldn't. But because I was a pitcher, I was able to do that, so it didn't affect me. It was kind of fun.
Well, it was a fourth inning. I was hitting pretty good that season, and then I threw my arm out, and I went in and started taking my cleats off and my glove. And my buddy comes over and says, "Hey, man, it's just a fourth inning." I said, "No, sir, it's done." And he's like, "No, man, we're only in the fourth inning." I said, "No, sir, I'm done."
Put a fork
Yeah.
in me, huh?
It was my last game. I
Yeah.
walked
Yeah.
off proudly and might have shed a tear that I knew that was the end, but that 42, I felt like I did very well.
Yeah.
But
That's good. Yeah.
you're listening to Jennifer Fernandez. She is the head coach of the Stewarts Creek state champion 2026 softball team. But we're going to take our first break and be right back with you in just a minute.
Chopper to the pitcher circle, to first base to Brawley, and the ball game is over. And the Stewarts Creek Lady Redhawks are state champions in 5 innings. Final score, Stewarts Creek 10, Maryville nothing.
When it comes to your child's health,
You want care that's close, convenient.
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
Here for every growth spurt,
for every boo-boo,
every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you.
Every step of the way.
First Shot transforms Rutherford County youth. Coach Andy Herzer leads dynamic basketball camps and clinics, building skills and character since 2003. Kids dive into exciting STEM projects, sparking creativity through hands-on coding, art, and dance. They elevate their mind, spirit, and body in summer and winter programs. Visit FirstShotTN.org today to learn more. First Shot, where kids gain, elevate, and develop.
This is Austin Maxwell, and I'm asking for your vote for Murfreesboro City Council. It has been an honor to serve this community and work every day to make Murfreesboro an even better place to call home. but I believe Murfreesboro's best days are still ahead. I'll keep working for better roads, more parks and recreation, and good jobs that allow our families to thrive right here at home. Early voting is July 17th through August 1st, and Election Day is August 6th.
Paid for by Austin Maxwell for Murfreesboro City Council. Austin Maxwell, Treasurer.
And now for a little something you might not have known. Brought to you by the Tennessee Lottery. According to an Old English superstition, it's considered unlucky to buy a broom in the month of May. So forget about that spring cleaning and play the new May Instant Games from the Tennessee Lottery instead, with chances to win up to $1 million. A housekeeper may be in your future. The Tennessee Lottery, game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by AmeriCare Pest Control and the law offices of John Day.
This is a paid legal ad.
It didn't cost me anything to call the law office of John Day.
I didn't have to pay just to seek out legal advice.
They handled it all, and they were very good.
The law offices of John Day. Call for your free consultation.
My name is Pat, and we are very real clients of the law offices of John Day.
We called the law office of John Day. They came to our rescue and took care of us, and we are very happy with them.
Injured by a big truck? Trust the law offices of John Day.
Now, Good Neighbor Events. Here's Bart Walker.
Perhaps you've lost a loved one and need some help with the grief process. There is a free grief support group meeting every Wednesday morning at 10 at the St. Clair Senior Center. The St. Clair Center is at 325 St. Clair Street here in Murfreesboro. We remember you. An Alzheimer's and Dementia Caregiver Support Group meeting is on the second Tuesday of each month at 4 in the afternoon. And the second Tuesday is next week, Tuesday, August 11th, 4 o'clock. For more information, phone the villages of Murfreesboro. Hey, don't forget, the Rutherford County Farmers Market is open every Tuesday night this month, 2 in the afternoon until 7 in the evening. That's in addition to the Friday Farmers Market from 8 in the morning until noon. Both are at the Lane Agri Park, 316 John R. Rice Boulevard. Don't forget to vote this Thursday, 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. And when the polls close at 7 o'clock Thursday night, tune to WGNS for the latest election results.
Rutherford weather.
Lots of
From News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Lexi Pope, the batter. She's 3 for 3 today. The pitch. Swung on. Hard hit. Center field. Bye-bye! Out of here. Lexi Pope goes yard.
And welcome back to the second segment of the Roundtable Show with Rick and Wayne. And this has turned out to be a reunion morning. Mr. Tim Tackett, who former teacher, coach, administrator, served with him on the school board, and also Mr. Will Shelton, longtime principal at Blackman Middle, and they have a long history with our guests this morning, and they have popped in with us. Good morning, Mr. Tackett. Good morning, Mr. Shelton.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is so exciting to be here. Jennifer Scott, that's all I can go by. I know it's Fernandez, and it's kind of hard to think of her in any other terms. She and my daughter are the same age, and while I was coaching at Roy Waldron Middle School, Jennifer's 2 older sisters were on my basketball team, and the two little Jennifers would kind of run around on the other end of the gymnasium lots of times having fun and whatever. But when I saw the success that she had with her softball team, I called Wayne and I said, you need to have this gal on your radio show. And he agreed, and I said, by the way, is it okay if I drop by and give her a surprise? And so, Jennifer,
awesome.
We're so excited to be here.
Thank you. I'm excited to see you guys. Y'all are several of my memorable coaches that I've always had and always remembered, and it always was it kept me going and wanted that passion even more to continue. And
Will Shelton was my assistant coach at the time at Laverne High School when Jennifer played basketball for us, and Will, kind of give your congratulations and share a little bit of how you and I kind of got together.
Absolutely, congratulations. What a tremendous achievement. Just awesome. It doesn't surprise me a bit, by the way.
I'm a little jealous, don't you?
I'm a little jealous, yeah. We were close, but didn't quite get there. Tim and I, crazy story, I was a rookie teacher when Laverne High opened, and you fill out this form and it said, would you be willing to coach anything? You know, then somebody said that'll help you get a job if you put something. So I played some basketball in high school, and I thought that might be something worthwhile. So I just put down, I put boys basketball. Next thing I know, this fella's calling me about girls basketball. I was like, what? And went to his house and had a really nice conversation about a lot of things other than basketball, and talked some ball too. And a beautiful friendship blossomed from that. And Tim is a man I have tremendous respect for, and he is an honorable guy.
The thing about sports, it's a means to an end. It provides an opportunity for strikes and balls and free throws and whatever. But at the end of the day, it's the friendships that you build, the communication that you have. I can't remember the last basket you might have scored at Laverne High School in basketball, but I do remember the friendships that I had and the family relationships. And as you grow older, you're going to find that to be more and more true.
Absolutely, yes. That's kind of in our program too as well. It's yes, we're here for softball, but it's also life lessons, relationships, and things that I want you to take from this. Even if you're not going to continue playing softball in college at the next level, you take something that's going to help you in life, decisions, anything from this program that we're working with, and always to remember the friendships and the things that you built in this program. We'll
Did
carry
either
on.
one of these guys give you a quote that you took for the rest of your life? Get your butt in gear or something like that?
Well, we always, when Mr.
That you could say on there.
That's right. Mr. Tim Tackett, we had that whistle. Now you knew, and them eyes got big. That was more of the face expressions that you would see and be like, "Oh, we gotta straighten up." Yeah. That was he give you those eyes, then you needed we needed to hit the line probably.
It was such a wonderful time. It's interesting that I have to defend young people often, because the young people that make the news or make the deal are the ones that create issues other than positive. And there's so many great kids out there. There were then and there are now. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that they kind of get overlooked in the process. And you got to wonder, why do 16 and 17-year-old kids go through what we put them through, Will? Mm-hmm. Because we were demanding. We expected some things, but I still believe most kids want to be coached. Most kids want to be disciplined. Most kids want to be shown the right way to do it, and hopefully we provided some of that for you.
Yeah, structure was the main thing, and that's where you want to be structured. They want structure. They want good practice, and they want you to. I'm not your friend. I love you all, but I'm not your friend. Coach B and I are your coaches. When you graduate, then we can kind of, keep that friendship there. But we're not. That's not what we are right now. That's not what our program is about. It's to push them, and our job is to make the best that we can out of they are at that level that they are, and bring them as far as they can at high school level, and get them prepared for the next level if that's what they're planning on doing. And I did learn that from these two here, because they would push you, and they push you some more, and they push you some more, and that made me want to play sports in college, and wanted to continue on, and wanted to play, and that drive that they had as coaches, I had as an athlete, and it's just turned me into taking it into the coaching level.
Laverne High School opened in 1988, and I heard you say going in the first segment that Mr. Race was disappointed that you were Laverne.
He was.
Zone Laverne, but when the schools opened up in '88, there was no grandfather clause. It was if you were zoned to the school, that's where you went, and so we had at least half of our kids were Smyrna addresses, and they had the dog in them.
Yes.
And which is what Mr. Rakes kind of insisted in such a tradition at Smyrna High School. It was really difficult to get these kids sometimes to understand that you're at Laverne High School and we're going to make you a Wolverine. And it was a challenge, but Will, I think you'll agree that the kids we had at least bought into it big time. And
we had tremendous kids. I tell everybody that when Laverne High opened in '80, I mean, that was my first position, and I was teaching biology in the basement, and it was quiet and peaceful. Now I had the most fabulous kids that I could work with throughout the day, and then go hit the floor with another group of great young ladies. I was raised with 2 older brothers, never had a sister, but I gained a bucket full of great sisters in those years coaching ball. It was a lot of good times right there.
Yeah, that's what I said. God gave me 2 great boys, and I am definitely a boy's mom for sure. But kept me with these girls to coach them, and they are phenomenal. And that was, I understand now the journey that he put me on and where he has me as having boys, so that way I can handle 25, 26 girls and enjoy it, every bit of it. So
yeah,
it's been a fun journey.
You know, Stewarts Creek High School has some of the same newness that Laverne High School had when you were there. It's a little older school, but it's not one of those that is steeped in that Smyrna High School tradition that was there.
Right.
But so there's some of that. A lot of things that you're accomplishing are the first things that have happened at Stewarts Creek High School.
Yes.
The way we were able to do some things
That's
at
right.
Laverne.
Laverne,
Same
yeah.
way.
And Smyrna definitely is our rivalry. We're the 2 Smyrna high
Atta
schools, 2 high schools that
Put
are
'em
in
in their
Smyrna,
place.
and that's right, in that city. And I said, my sisters were Bulldogs. I was a Wolverine, so and now I'm a Redhawk. So
You guys, knowing Harry Gill the way you do, would appreciate this. The first basketball game we played in the history of Laverne High School was against Smyrna, and we won that game by 1 or 2 points. But Harry Gill came in that locker room just as beaming as good, and I thought, did he ever think that he could do that, seeing Smyrna High School get beat? Because Harry was a legendary,
yes.
not just a basketball coach at Smyrna High, but a legendary coach there. And it's one of those moments that's etched in my mind. Now, we only won 2 games that year, both up against Smyrna.
I'll have to tell a quick story about Mr. Gill, and I hope he's not listening, because he might take offense at me sharing this.
This is tape.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's a podcast.
So it was early in the school year, and we get the schedule of when we're going to be evaluated as teachers. So I get the notice that Mr. Gill is going to do my first observation, my first classroom observation, and I was nervous as a cat on a tin roof. And he came in, and I'm trying to do all the proper steps, present the material, monitor and adjust were the big terms back then.
Sure.
And the whole time he's back there with a legal pad on the back row of my classroom, just scribbling out stuff right and left. And I thought, he is chewing me up. And I got through the lesson. I gave the students an assignment. They start working. He says, Coach Shelton. At that time, I was assisting Tim with the varsity, and I was also the freshman coach. He said, Coach Shelton, can I see you for a second? So I go back to the back of the room. He flips his legal pad around, and he says, here's some zone offenses you might want to try with your freshmen. That's all he'd just been drawing out one little offensive scheme after another.
I'm pretty positive he wasn't paying attention to the biology part of it.
No, I don't think so.
When you're a coach, you're always a coach.
That's right. That's right.
Principal of the school was Carl Buckner. That's right. And talk about strange things that can happen to you. I coached at Roy Waldron Junior High School in Laverne for years. It's now an elementary school. It's past that point, but I applied and was hired by Carl Buckner as the girls basketball coach at Laverne High School. And so in July or so, I went by to see the progress of the gymnasium and try to figure out where things were going to be. And he said, you need to come in here for a few minutes. So we sit down and we talked, and he said, congratulations. I said, what is that? He said, you're my new volleyball coach. And I say to Mr. Buckner, sir, I've never seen a high school volleyball game in my life. Congratulations. So, to tell you what coaching can be about and what talent can be about, here's the way it worked. Smyrna High School had the district championship team the year before. The entire team, or the best players, let's just say it that way, all ended up in Laverne zone. And they were Christine Thompson, Stephanie Bell, Stephanie Driver, Jennifer Brocky, some kids that I had in middle school, junior high school, in basketball. I had the utmost confidence in Christine and Stephanie and those kids, and it said, girls, I don't know anything about volleyball. You obviously do. You tell me what to do. And they showed me how to set the net up. They ran the practices. They showed me the drills. Eventually, I kind of got to the point that whatever, but the very first game we played was in Cheatham County. And Jennifer Brocky sat right next to me. And this referee started doing all this hand motion, and I asked her, how do I get a substitute in the game? And she told me what to do. And about halfway through, I caught on to the deal. The one thing I think I do have is some structure.
Yep.
I provided that, but they provided the drills and whatever. We win the district tournament in volleyball, a sport I knew nothing about. Basketball, something I thought I knew something about, we win 2 games. So the kind of talent, but you go back to Christine and Stephanie and those kids, it was so much fun to watch them. They work so hard. And so, Jennifer, you know this.
Yes.
You don't win without players.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And I'm sure you have those. And of course, I said to Will, he told me, he said, I don't know anything about coaching basketball. I said, do you know how to pick up basketballs off the floor and put them on a rack? and so he did that. But Will, after about 4 years, he told me, he said, he said, I think I could do this. But he retired when I did, and we went into other ventures.
Yeah.
I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was all because of the kids and because of Tim. Just a fantastic experience all the way around.
Yeah, absolutely. If it wasn't when I was asked to come over to Stewarts Creek High School and take over, when Tori Atwood gave me a call and said, hey, I want you to come take over the program. I said, let me speak to my family and see if that's going to be in my path and be able to be worked out. And so I did, and they were all gun for it and said, yes, absolutely. So before it was announced, we were playing Rocky Fork, which actually Perry Lyons was the head coach at the first year of Rocky Fork being there, and Coach P was the assistant. And nobody knew but myself and Atwood and the AD at that time at Stewarts Creek High School. So I said, nobody knows yet. Don't say anything. I said, but by the way, she was like, this is it. I'm only doing this 1 year here. That I'm done. And I said, well, by the way, you're going to come with me to Stewarts Creek High School next year. And she was like, I'm like, no, but nobody knows, but you are. But you are coming with me next year, so it's going to be me and you next year. So it ended up all working out, and once we announced it and everything, and it's as good as the coaches are as far as you have to be on the same page, same kind of program. Coach P and I played together when we were younger too as well, and so we click really well. Like they were saying, we're 2 peas in a pod. We finish each other's sentences a lot of times, and the girls know if one's thinking that, the other one 9 out of 10 times thinking the same thing. So it works out really well.
Sounds familiar.
And the program it runs smoothly on that. I feel like we've come in there and built a really good program, and the girls have bought in, and it's been well worth it.
One thing I know that when Brian Barrett comes to into the control room, it's time to take a break.
Take us out.
So that's what we're going to do.
Take us out.
We're going to take that break. We'll turn it back over to Will and Rick and Jennifer, but it's been such a pleasure. And I'm going to hang out outside, so
yes,
afterwards we
do.
can catch you. I want you to catch me up on your family and all the good things that are taking place. But congratulations, Will.
Thank
I'll
you.
give you the final word.
Yeah, I was thinking since Tim invited me to join you here, I was trying to think, what are my memories of Jennifer Scott on the basketball floor? And I remember Jennifer as being one who would ask questions during practice when a lot of kids wouldn't. what is it exactly you want me to do here? That was impressive. I remember a lot of kids at that age rush their shots, clang them off the, banging off the board or whatever. Jennifer had the most feathery touch on an outside shot. Even if it hit the rim, it still had a chance to go in because of the way she laid it up there, and it was a beautiful shot. Good player.
Thank you.
You're
And I
welcome.
always tell my girls, there's never too many questions.
That's right.
There's never too
Jennifer,
many questions.
congratulations. It's been fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Rick and Wayne will take over right here on WGNS Radio.
The 0-1 offering. Swung on, center field, hit well, and it's out of here. Stewarts Creek is walking it off. Stewarts Creek wins it 3-2. How about that? Boy, you're talking about a fairy tale ending. That didn't take long. She smoked that ball. Wow.
When it comes to your child's health,
You want care that's close, convenient,
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
here for every growth spurt, for every boo-boo, every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you.
Every step of the way.
What's the location of your emergency? I think my kid OD'd.
Hi, I'm Craig Harris. I'm County Commissioner of Rutherford County. One of the reasons I ran for office is because I wanted to bring awareness to the opioid epidemic that's impacting our county. To stop providing this epidemic with people as we educate. We have a lot to do, and we have to come together as a community because this problem is not going away.
Choosing the right insurance can be overwhelming. That's where Recall at Rayburn Insurance comes in. At Rayburn, we're not just about policies, we're about people. Recall will take the time to understand your needs and find the best coverage at the best price. We've been serving our community since 1973. So why not let Recall take the stress out of insurance? Recall at Rayburn Insurance Agency, where you're more than just a policy number. You're our neighbors.
SRM Concrete is the largest ready-mix producer in the country, yet is still family-owned and operated. Locally grown, nationally known, SRM delivers unmatched quality and service. You call, we haul. We're SRM Concrete.
Premier 6 Theater on Broad in Jackson Heights.
Let's all go to the movies.
Check out what's showing at murfreesboromovies.com. Popcorn popped fresh daily.
Movies at the good old premises.
Premier 6 on Broad in Jackson Heights.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
And welcome back to the third and final segment of the Roundtable with Rick and Wayne. And it's certainly been our pleasure and honor this morning to have Coach Jennifer Fernandez, who is the coach of the state championship softball team for 2026. And of course, you had a little bit of surprise with Mr. Tim Tackett and Mr. Will Shelton coming in, former coaches when you were in high school. So I hope that was a nice surprise.
Absolutely. That is two of my favorite coaches throughout my career of playing any kind of sport, whether it be volleyball, basketball, softball. Those two, always remember them.
Well, God bless you for your efforts with our county community, our children. They're getting just amazing coaching, but they're you're mentoring them as they become adults, and God bless you for that.
Thank you.
Coach.
We try our best and always kind of have sayings that we do and want them to remember that at any given time that they may need it.
And I'm sorry that your other coach, Jennifer, could not be with us this morning.
I know. I wish Coach P was here. She's at school right now, and I'll be heading that direction at Stewarts Creek here shortly, back to school. But she was, unfortunately, she had a lot of things going on, so was unable to join us today. But she definitely is the other half of our coaching staff for sure, and makes me better. Make each other better.
When does your season kick off again?
So we will, February, about mid-February is official practice.
Chilly.
Yes, so it's always cold. But we have our play day on the 5th and 6th of March, and then that Monday, I think it is the 8th, is our official. They've moved it back. It has showed earlier, but they've actually moved it back to the 8th is actually our official kickoff season game.
What's your returning squad look like?
Good, young, but we have 2 seniors coming in. We have 4 starters that started this past season that are returning. We've got some young bucks that actually made an impressive freshman year start or play. We have one that DH'd quite a bit for us and came out really strong. Pitcher that helped us a whole lot. We have another pitcher that's going to be a junior, and she's going to do a lot of helping on us. So we're going to have a pitching staff. We're gonna be able to move around with that a lot and be beneficial. The main thing in softball to me is, keeping them off balance.
Yeah.
And baseball, I think, is a lot of that too as well. The more that you can do that, the more effective you can be on that, and keep the hitters guessing on what's coming. When they know what's coming, it can be dangerous. If they don't, you can definitely get through them.
So which one of you take first and third base?
I do third and on varsity, and Coach P does first, and then for JV she has third, and I take first. Now we would love to add to our coaching staff a good young buck that would knows the game and ready to come in. And you have to be, like I said, you have to be ready to buy into the program. If you buy into the program at every level, then it can work out.
Are there many signals with softball as there is with baseball?
There is. We have a number system, and they're passing where we can actually have the electric.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be phenomenal.
Really?
I've been waiting for that and waiting for that and waiting for that. Yes. So it's going to be great. It's going to speed up the game a lot better. And that's what they're trying to do, and that's what we need to do. So that'll be wonderful. So yeah, we do. We have a lot of plays, a lot of things that we do.
When y'all gonna get your rings? Possible date yet? Because that's a big deal, man.
It is a big deal.
You talk about Harry Gill. He still wears his ring to this day. We've had him on here, and he still wears that ring.
Yes, we are. I think they're. I haven't got the official date. We're hoping we should see them sometime mid to end September. We're looking at I think we're going to look at a football game on a Friday night, so that way we can have the community come out and celebrate it and see the girls, and we can put as many people as we possible
out there
to come out there and enjoy that whole experience. And the
smart
Coach P and I are the only ones, and Dr. Harrell are the only ones that have actually seen the ring. It's going to be a surprise for all others.
Yeah.
But
so you said five graduated off of this?
5 graduated. We've got Samaya Sandefur's going to Kennesaw State. Jalen Stembridge is going to Austin P. She was our center fielder. Samaya was our pitcher, our ace pitcher, and she played third base for us too as well. Jaden Brawley was our first baseman, lefty pitcher. This past year she messed up her ACL, so she could not pitch any longer, but she played our first base and she hit still for us. She's going to UT Martin. And then Lexi Pope, that was our left fielder. She's going to Trevecca University. And then Elena Wilson could have gone. She played corners first or second. First or third, and then she played a little bit of outfield. She could have gone on to play, but she decided she wants to go just do studies. She's going to be at Belmont.
Wish Middle had paid more attention to the talent that you have.
Which what now?
Middle Tennessee State.
I wish they would have.
Seen some of your girls playing
I've
in the
known
blue.
of them contacting 2 of my players extremely late, but I'm not. I wish. Yeah. Some of these colleges are going to really have to look in their backyards, because there's athletes. We've had great athletes since that class of 2022 and on that can definitely play at any level, multiple levels. For sure.
I'm glad you say that, because I feel like that when we talk about football, football rolls through the state of Tennessee. It rolls through Rutherford County, and how little players we get on MTSU's ball team. It's just amazing. And I'm saying that about football, but same way basketball. I'm talking about a friend of mine.
Yep.
His kid's in JUCO right now, and he's a Division I guy, and just with the product. But middle's not, and he's left them. You know how it is. Yes. They text and ways you got today, and it's been like crickets. And they really need to look at these kids. And I look at MTSU growing up. I walked on it, the baseball program here for a while. That's the only place I wanted to play. I didn't want to be anywhere else. And I had people, other schools and stuff talking to me or being out watching our ball games, but I wanted to be a middle guy.
Yeah.
And they got to get that back, and that's by getting some of this homegrown talent that we got right here.
Yeah, and I'm big on. I say this, I'm not big on numbers. Coach P and I both. We are to an extent for what we use them for.
Yeah.
But it takes more than that to be a top-notch player.
That's right.
In the game, off the field and on the field, and it also depends on the level of competition that they're going up against. So all that, I'm hoping is being. Because one of ours that just went, she was very late, and she was, I guarantee you, a top 10 prospect in 2026.
Well, with NIL, she may be someplace for a year, and then somebody comes calling with some bucks.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think she's gonna really enjoy Kennesaw State and have a good time there. And all these girls, I think they've got their future is going to be bright. They've got a lot of good work ethic and.
Do you send out, I don't know how it works today because of the way social media and emails and stuff are. So like your top, like that, you got 5 girls that are going on that all have prospects on the next level. Is there an email blast, or they send you emails requesting stuff on them? Or?
There's not as much of for softball wise that contacts the high school coach as much anymore. It's more of the travel that's the connection on that.
Yeah.
But I wish they would, because that could give them numbers on, their travel ball. Some of them, yes, they play higher or whatever, but it's also the same age group that's playing together. We have some of our girls all these girls that graduated in 2026, they all started or played quite a bit of their freshman year. They played all 4 years varsity. And so they, and we have very high and so that's different age groups. That can 3 to 4 years difference they're playing up against and competing with that level. So I wish they would and my email and my phone number is always open to contact. I wish they definitely would. I have a few that do, but I wish more would, to get some information on how they've done with their high school. And we do post it a lot. We do post their numbers.
Yeah.
We do post all that kind of stuff on social media. So a lot of schools do follow that direction that way. But also a conversation sometimes can be, that's kind of how it came about with Samaya getting, we just kind of pushed it. And then I think they realized they really did get a really good one. And they got lucky on that, because how was she still available?
I don't know how kids do it today. We didn't have social media.
No, not at all.
I don't know, you might even have MySpace. We had nothing.
No.
So it was either print, the Rutherford Courier, or the DNJ.
We had a beeper.
We did.
We had a beeper.
That's the truth.
That's seriously.
I don't know how they do it today.
I don't either.
They just mail tapes. I mean,
they'll just email, and that is how they.
And it has, the old 8 millimeter.
They use X now. Twitter.
Twitter.
At the end of the day, somebody's always filming you, and then you, as soon as you can, you get that thing posted, because everybody's kind of watching.
Absolutely, that's how they kind of flag all their players, and then kind of who they're going to go see and everything. But definitely, I wish they would definitely contact some of the high school and coaches and baseball, softball, all the sports, just because you may have a different level of competition and what they have accomplished. From their freshman year on, you may be surprised.
We've had Murphy Fair on twice now.
Yes, I think so.
So he does the publications every year on football, and I felt like something we've never asked him is, hey, how many college guys go, all right, who's the top 5 guys I need to be looking at? Because he would do that, and he doesn't do it anymore, because obviously the time and it takes, and with social media, kind of took that over from him. But I'm with you. I wish they would reach out and keep them at home here a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Coach, thank you for being with us this morning. Congratulations. A state championship is an amazing
it's been a wonderful
thing to
journey.
accomplish.
Yeah,
so
thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
Give your mom our best, please.
I will, definitely.
Amen. Again, once more, you've been listening to Jennifer Fernandez. She's the head coach at Stewarts Creek Softball, 26 state champions. But hope I enjoyed our show. This was one of my fun ones.
My
4 years of doing it. I'm glad to have her on.
Yep.
So,
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, tell your sisters I said hi. I see. I don't get to talk to Monica much anymore. She works for one of our insured, Liberty Mutual, but I don't know. She got a promotion.